Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hopefully, we had that good discussion. Hopefully, about what we read the day before. Just to catch anybody up if you weren't here in class. But hey, as I've said before, if you're not in class, you can always watch the videos from home, I would assume, unless you don't have internet or something, let me know. But I think everybody can watch those at home. So even if you're not in school for the day, you should be able to keep up with the reading and all that stuff. All right, so we talked about how Sawyer knows the secret, Dad knows the secret, whole family knows the secret. Next thing we got to figure out is the whole world, or at least her world, Jules's world. Are they going to know, the people at school? That's where we'll kind of, I guess, catch up on right there. So I'll make myself super small. Sometimes I'll disappear. And we're going to read right where the highlighted stuff is. Well, sometimes, there we go. Highlighted right at the top here. And now I'm grounded for 2 weeks, which is no big deal because I don't go anywhere anyway. The worst punishment is that I've got to go to school and face the impending ridicule. Brush my teeth, touch some pink gloss to my lips as Trey hangs on the other side of the bathroom door waiting to get in. And I realize I'm the one who should be furious. After all, I bet Sawyer could have stopped his dad from calling my dad. He must think I'm a total nutball. I murmur as I swipe a little raisin-colored eyeliner under my lower lashes. I totally do, Trey says through the crack in the door. Can you move it along? My hair needs clay before it dries like this. I practically have a fro. I don't even know what that means, but it seems like he's putting some kind of product in his hair. That's what all the hairstylists say, right? You need some product in your hair. Well, I wouldn't know because I don't have any hair. Moving on. I open the door and he stumbles in over a new pile of magazines that surfaced since last night. So it seems like when the dad is stressed, more clutter appears. You okay? He asks. He got home during the muttering portion of my fight with Dad, and I filled him in on the rest, except, of course, for the real reason why I had to go see Sawyer. And I get the feeling Trey thinks there's something rational going on between Sawyer and me, which I'm happy to go along with. Okay, maybe we should talk really quickly about rational and irrational. We did talk about it a little bit in Cryer's Cross. So if something is rational, it makes sense. So in this case, if it's rational, they might be seeing each other. Irrational doesn't make sense. It's not really grounded in reality if something is irrational. So the fact that she sees these visions, that's irrational. Okay. With Cryer's Cross, can't remember the main character's name. I'm sure. Tiffany Quinn. No, that's the girl that went missing. But anyways, I can't think of her name right now. I'm sure somebody knows. But her irrational fear was like, when she was in 5th grade, everybody could see her naked. That's irrational. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. Between rational, kind of makes sense. Irrational doesn't really make sense. All right. I will not forget to put the screen up. There we go. There's some text right there. Now, where were we? Irrational. Right here. Yeah, I'm okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm okay. I say in a low voice. It's just so stupid. And the bigger part of me that can't deal with the truth is crying out to the thing I'm not quite ready to acknowledge. That even though I warned Sawyer, he could still die if he doesn't do anything about what I told him. Trey sculpts his hair expertly and whispers, "What's a girl in love supposed to do?" In the movies, she has to defy daddy sometime. I think I'm going to... Oh my gosh. I think I'm going to sneeze. Luckily, that was off camera. All right. Back to it. All right. She's got to defy daddy someday. Yesterday was your day. The first of many, I suppose. He sighs. And we're all in for some more yelling. Great. Now I'm done with it. No more yelling. He washes his hands and looks at me in the mirror. Yeah, right. Really, I say, putting my things in the drawer as Rowan bursts in and squeezes between us. It's not worth it. I'll just forget about him. Forget about who? She asks. She slept through the fight last night. Nobody. Trey and I say together. Rowan shoves my shoulder. You guys are so mean. Move it. It's my turn in here. Trey and I escape. He takes off to meet Carter for his ride to school, and I cautiously flip on the TV while I wait for Rowan to finish getting ready. I watch a full 5 minutes of weather segments, plus commercials, with no sign of any explosions anywhere. And a bonus, the forecast changed, like it tends to do around here. Now the weather woman is predicting clear skies for 2 days. Big sigh, I whisper. I'm flooded with relief. I really think it's over. Even if I'm about to be known at my high school as the weirdest freak on the planet, at least I'm not truly insane. And at the very least, if Sawyer dies, it won't be my fault. Jeez, kind of a sick person thinks like that. Chapter 18. On the billboard, I see Jose Cuervo for the first time in weeks. So it seems like things are going well for her. All right, couple things I want to talk about, though, that go along with this book. And you all are experiencing this right now as I'm experiencing my allergies. Sorry for sniffing so much. But there's something interesting that happens as teenagers. And this is kind of happening to Jules, and this is what Trey just said. It's like every daughter has to defy her daddy, someday, something like that. But so you all at 13 and 14, right? You're in this unique position where you're no longer babies. You're no longer, children. It's kind of a weird place to be in society. You could probably, take care of yourself. Totally. Probably, right? You could probably cook a couple meals to get through the day. You probably kind of know when to go to bed, whatever. But you don't have the money or the job to fully break away from your parents. But all these little things you're doing, little defiance here and there, it's like you're just trying to break free from them because soon you will be. It's part of what we do in society is that the kids don't stay with their parents until they're 30. Or at least they probably shouldn't unless some weird circumstances happen. So there's always this battle between the parents, hey, I got to teach you this kind of stuff. And the kids like, hey, I already know, like I can be independent if I have to. It's so weird. And I think there was something else I wanted to say, but I can't remember. But just know that if there are a lot of clashes with parents, it's kind of like that's what's supposed to happen. They're supposed to be protective of you, and you're supposed to show, hey, I don't need you anymore, mostly, kind of thing. We could go much deeper into the psychology of teenagers and parents or teenagers and teachers, but enough for one day, I think. All right, make it small. Let's go. Where were we? We read that first sentence there on chapter 18. It's the most helpful looking thing I've ever seen in my life. I love you, Jose. I say as we pass it. Rowan doesn't hear me. She's got her earbuds in, listening to something while she layers on more makeup in the sun visor mirror. So maybe some more clues that she's maybe got a boyfriend, she's dating someone, or a girlfriend, who knows. Hey, I say, poking her in the shoulder when we're stopped at a light. She pulls an earbud out. What? Don't freaking bump me. Top of the next column. She wipes lip gloss off her chin and starts over. Sorry, I was just wondering how you're doing. Rowan turns her head and frowns. What? I laugh and shake my head. Why are you so suddenly into makeup? Do you have a boyfriend? Her mouth opens like she's going to say something, and then she closes it, says no, in a voice that doesn't want to be questioned further. She puts her earbud back in. I just want to make sure that I had to switch. I just want to make sure that I wasn't just showing my face like I did yesterday. All right, let's get rid of that. Okay, I'm not. Continue. Okay. I feel a little twinge in my heart for her. And then I picture us as spinsters living together forever. This word is rarely ever used anymore, but spinsters. I'll pause it just in case anybody knows. But these are basically women who have never been married. You might hear old maid, the card game. It's kind of like that. Just women who have never been married. We don't, that was a bad term, years ago, like, oh, she couldn't find a man or whatever. And now we realize women don't need men, right? Independent creatures. Okay. And then I picture us as spinsters living together forever, with her being all sweet one minute and grouchy the next, and her face perfectly made up just in case, leaving myself notes with sliced vegetables lettering on the cutting board. Littering. That's why that didn't make sense. As usual, I ditch Rowan once we get to school. Not that she minds. And I keep my head down, avoiding my eyes, avoiding anyone talking with anyone else, because I'm pretty sure they're talking about me. I don't even dare take my usual glance to where Sawyer should be standing. Instead, I just stare into my locker and wait for the first whispers to reach my ears. I grab the books I need, I give myself a little pep talk, and then slam the locker door and head to first hour. I keep my eyes on the floor, shoulders curved inward, travel through the crowded hallways like a lithe bumblebee. So if somebody's lithe, they're like very light, thin, nimble, zigzagging and curving around people, one purpose in mind, getting through the morning, one period at a time. Then the dreaded lunch hour, finally the afternoon. And I make it through okay, only once narrowly avoiding Sawyer when I see him coming towards me after school. I duck into Mr. Pacelli's psych classroom until he passes. Hi, Mr. Pacelli says. He's grading papers at his desk. Oh, hi, I say. How's your paper coming along? I totally haven't started it. Fine. What's your topic? I think maybe I'm not quite ready to tell you yet, I say with a guilty grin. He laughs. I see. But I do have a question about a possible topic. If a person, like, sees visions or whatever, does that mean, they're, insane or crazy or anything? Depends. Oh, it could mean that, but it might not. Oh, well, do you know if people who see visions, do those visions ever, like, happen? What do you mean? Like, can people see something in the future and know something's going to happen and then it actually happens? He tilts his head and looks at me over his reading glasses. Where are you headed with this? You mean like fortune tellers, psychics? I look at the floor, which has black scruff marks all over it. I guess. There's a lot of debate about that. You could probably do some research on it and find out, I nod. Okay, yeah, I know. I will. Thanks. Anytime. See you tomorrow. Mr. Pacelli smiles and pushes his glasses up, resuming his grading. I check the hallway to be sure. Sawyer is gone and make my way to the parking lot. When I round the corner of the building, I run into him. Not literally, thank dog. But now that I think of it, I owe him a crash. Ooh, title of the book. Interesting. Maybe that's what the title was all about. Crash. All right, this would be a great place for us to pause in the reading because it seems like they might have a little interaction. Nobody has come up to her the whole school day. So maybe he didn't tell anybody. Maybe. That would be a solid thing to do, right? If you really want to ruin a person, spread that rumor, or it's not a rumor, it's true. Spread that around the school. Should be absolutely probably not welcomed at any lunch table. Maybe he didn't. Let's see what they have to say. Hopefully you care. Hopefully you're like, keep reading. And I know there's some people like, who cares? Just move on to whatever we have to do. I'm just trying to get through this class, looking at the clock, looking at your iPad. Come on, let's go. All right, here we go. What's going to happen? He's standing next to his car, door open and his arm draped over it, talking to two of the girls, Roxy and Sarah, who were at my family's restaurant the night Ignati's was closed for the wedding reception. He's giving them that charming smile. I stop short, then divert my path to get to my giant meatball truck, which is so inconspicuous. I'm sure no one will notice me driving it out of here. So big word, you know me. I got to stop, talk about the inconspicuous. It basically, I don't know what that says right there, but it can't be seen. So if somebody is trying to hide in a disguise, they would be inconspicuous. I glance at him. He's looking at me, frowning, talking to the girls. They turn my way, and I barrel down a row of cars to the back of the parking lot, my face burning. Rowan is standing, no, hopping, outside the truck, waiting for me. Finally, she says. Then she narrows her eyes and looks past me. What does he want? Top of the next column. I turn around and Sawyer's jogging towards me, alone. My eyes pop open. I get this twisty thing in my gut. And I'm sure we all know the twisty thing, right? When you have a crush on someone and you know the twisty thing. I look at Rowan. Get in the truck, I say, unlocking her door. Now. Yeesh, she says. But she gets in and closes the door and then stares at us. I turn my back to her as Sawyer slows to a walk a few feet away. I shift my weight to one hip and lean against the door. He stops and flips his car keys around his finger a few times. His breath comes out in a cloud. Yeah, sorry. My dad freaked out and called your dad. I couldn't stop him. I just looked at him, hugged my books to my chest. My dad flipped out. I figured. I should have gone to your place. He shrugs. You're probably right. I told my dad it was for assignment for psych class. He drops his gaze and gets that half grin on his face. I'm actually not taking psych? Great. I'm such an idiot. I squint at the snow-covered pavement, which is brighter than white today because the sun's actually out. It's cold enough that it hasn't melted, but heat climbs up my neck to my cheeks when I think about how mad my father was. Sawyer kicks a hunk of dirty snow from under my truck and says nothing. So, okay then, I say. Every second that passes, I feel more and more stupid. Top of the next column. And I don't like the lump that's forming in my throat. I try to clear it, but I can't control it. It's getting bigger. I guess I don't really need the drama, I say, of a restraining order, against my whole family. The words are getting louder as an anger I didn't know I had builds up inside me. He looks at me with alarm. Neither of us are expecting this, but I can't stop. So I guess after all those years of secret friendship, which you totally threw in the trash after I was was so scary that I smiled at you and what? I should start that again. What? So I guess after all those years of secret friendship, which you totally threw in the trash after I was so scary that I smiled at you in public in front of your dad, and then you had the audacity to enter your restaurant almost 4 years later and throw everybody into a wild fit. Well, I guess I'll just see you, never. I don't think I read that really well, so I'm sure I messed up a couple things there. But hopefully you were reading along with me and you read it correctly. Oh, and thanks for telling everybody I'm insane. Top of the next column. I reach blindly for the truck door and open it. Jesus, Jules. All right, just a quick, we have no evidence that he's told anybody, right? I mean, whatever the Roxy and whatever the other girl's name was were there in the car. I mean, they turned and looked at her, kind of frowning. But so it's all inference. We have no idea. But it could be like, hey, I'll be right back. Or, hey, I got to go talk to Jules. Maybe that's why they frowned. Hey, they were so he might not have talked to anybody. He might not have told anybody about it. I'm delaying here. Maybe this is a good place for us to stop. I think it is. Get rid of that. I'm back. So hopefully there are 50% of you, or hopefully there's 100% of you are no, more reading, no. Maybe riots are going on right now. People are picking up desks and throwing them because we're not continuing to read. But I'm pretty sure it's most people are oh, whatever. I got to be in this class anyway. Who cares? We got a half an hour left. I don't care. Whatever, Mr. Wait, what's your name? Is it Mr. Watson? Yeah, whatever. All right, man. I'll do whatever we're doing next. We sleeping? No, we're not sleeping. Come on. I don't know what we're doing next. I think probably giving you time to work on that paper. about the intelligences. But either way, we're done reading for the day.